Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Decatur County Commissioners meeting on December 1st. There are Title VI forms in the corner over there by the door if you'd like to fill one of those out and return it to the auditor's office. Mike, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if you can remain standing, Ken, will you please lead us in prayer?
Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity just to come together as leaders of this community and to focus on how we can continue to grow our community. Father, I just want to thank you for the great weekend that we had of celebrating Thanksgiving with our families. But I also want to remember those that these holiday seasons we're coming into are not so festive as they remember lost ones that they have lost over the past. And these could be some hard times. So, Father, I just pray that in each of us that we recognize those folks when we see them and just give them some love and extra hugs to get them through these seasons of celebration. So just be with us tonight, and we thank you for all things. We ask these things in your name.
Amen. Thank you, Ken.
Thanks, Lord.
All right, starting first with the minutes from November 17th.
Look good to me.
No questions.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Moving on to claims. Any questions from the claims, gentlemen?
But not seen.
I don't have any questions.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, motion carries. Claims are approved. Moving on to payroll for November 21st, 2025 in the amount of $415,873.38. Questions?
Nothing for me.
No.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to approve then.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, motion carries. All right, we're gonna move Chris Ramey up on the agenda. He had asked very politely to get moved up a little bit to discuss the Friends of Decatur County, or Greensburg, Decatur County Animal Shelter. Hello, Chris.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I am good. I am very excited. One of the things, Friends of the Greensburg Decatur County Animal Shelter, what we do is we try to support and be there to try to come up with solutions for the shelter. We don't manage it. We don't do anything like that. However, our job is to try to make the things they do a little easier. One of the things that while I was down there working as a grant writer, I saw and I remember this day perfectly. There was an older lady came in, crying her eyes out, very upset because she had to give her dog up. And Mindy sat down with her and said, why are you giving your animal up? If you're this upset, I don't get my Social Security check for 3 weeks, and I don't have food for the dog. And Mindy, I remember her saying, she's like, I can help you with food. And the lady was able to keep her dog. It's a good thing the animal got to stay in its own home, but it's also better that it didn't come into the shelter. Because right now the shelter is at max capacity. So one of the things we've always wanted to do as a Friends of is to create a solution for that. And some of their communities it's set up like a food pantry, but it's for pet food, cat litter, those type of things. One of the biggest things we had to watch out is we want to make sure that we don't take away donations from the shelter. We don't want to kind of fix one solution and create another. So we're working through those things. Thankfully, after searching for, I think, 3 years, we had a wonderful young lady, Elizabeth, which she's going to stand up in just a second. She's doing Girl Scouts, the Gold Award, and a wonderful opportunity for us to work together to make that happen. Biggest thing we are going to ask, and she's going to get and speak here a little bit about her piece, is we are placing one at the Greensburg Public Library. We are also working with Decatur County, the healthcare clinic. We would like to put one at the annex there in front of the health department in the same location as kind of where they have a Narcan box and they have some other things. And then it is not in our plans right away, but we would like to seek approval to eventually put one at the shelter. And these again are going to be, we have one major donor here in the community that he has stood up and said he wants to put some money in an account to help purchase those foods and things if we aren't getting donations. We do carry liability insurance. We were more than happy to share that with the commissioners if that's requested. I'm going to let Elizabeth kind of explain her part of this whole thing.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Walden, and like Chris said, I am embarking on my Girl Scout Gold Award. So for those of you that don't know what that is, it's like the equivalent to the Boy Scout Eagle Project. So it does take a minimum of 80 hours to complete, and there's a project, and you have to do paperwork and all of the things. So I'm working with the Friends of Board because they have a direct contact with the shelter and the capacity to assist in that area. They're a nonprofit group that advocates and gives back to the shelter, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to do through the community. The less animals that have to be surrendered for food or supply related issues, kind of the better. The Girl Scout Gold Award, like I said, requires 80 hours of time and to design, build, and post the boxes, as well as kind of get the community involved, raise that awareness. I'm hoping to submit my final paperwork to Girl Scouts of Central Indiana April 1st, so 2026. This would, like I said, it's kind of a long project, but in that deadline is coming close, I suppose, so I would like to get this approval so we can get moving on that. I'm going to work to fundraise within the project. So like Chris had said, the Friends of has contacts to help fill the boxes if we don't get local donations. It's going to be no cost to the county or taxpayers. I'm hoping to kind of partner with local businesses to see if they will run kind of like a can drive, but for pet food or supplies that we can fill the boxes with to kind of get more community involvement that way. And the intention with this project is to provide a reliable place for those in the community to get free pet food to last them to the next paycheck or whatever their circumstances are. I'm planning to reach out to local businesses to ask for the opportunity for the community to donate that way and to get connected. And although we're working alongside with the shelter, the goal is, again, not to take away from their supplies, but to kind of start a new option. Yeah.
Now, are you going to build the boxes?
Yes, so I'm working with my uncle who is a woodworker, I think, and I don't know what his official name is, but he's helping me design them and, yeah, a contractor. Gonna help me design and build them. So.
Okay, good. What size are we looking at?
I don't know the exact size, but if you know what the little free libraries are, they're about like yay big. So we're kind of doing something like that. And then the goal with that would be that if people see the need or they see the boxes and they want to add to it, the community can just add straight to them, and we wouldn't have to, like, they wouldn't have to bring it to the shelter to then take it there. They can.
So the thought process is to have it open for someone to put things in and someone to just have access, just take it.
Yeah. So similar to how the little free library kind of has like the clear window and you can see what's in there and you can take or give, that's kind of the same.
Who's going around and checking, refilling?
That's what, for Girl Scouts, sustainability is kind of a big check mark for this project. So for probably 3 to 4 months after they're posted, I will be going to check and make sure they're filled. I'm sure Friends of wouldn't mind checking as well.
We are the Friends of, we're also, we have a great board, great group of people. We're also looking at maybe starting next year, working with the schools to do like a junior Friends of, to get animal welfare and getting those type of things, getting kids active. So we would love to get that kind of worked into part of what they would help us with.
That's great.
Really just doing this, I think it's going to be not only just an eye-opener, but it will be a resource. The other good thing is, I've talked to the shelter, is sometimes they'll get dog food that they don't use because it makes the dog sick, or they're used to a certain thing, we can always flip with them and take that instead of that going to waste. So it's, Elizabeth, like I said, we've actually had about 5 different places approach us, and we talk about it, and then it would go away. So we are very blessed to have Elizabeth come, and I've known Elizabeth for a couple years now. Just a great opportunity. Kind of neat to see the Girl Scouts work with us, also work with the shelter.
Very good.
I think it sounds like a great project.
I don't have an issue with one going at the annex or the shelter at all. I know you said down the road for the one at the shelter, but I don't have an issue at all with having these food boxes out there
Great job,
for
Elizabeth.
folks. Yep.
The goal right now is to be done by April 1st.
Yeah.
We are members of the chambers. We would like to invite you guys when it's time. We want to do ribbon cutting in front of one of the boxes. So
Very good. Yep.
that's the plan.
It's
Now
awesome.
you gotta get that guy behind you to get busy.
Well, that's my dad.
Oh, that's your dad, okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Todd Hauk with the Highway Department.
Todd?
Hi, Todd.
Todd.
Maybe the man of the next couple of hours here.
Well, since we have last met, we've had quite a few things happening. At the regular maintenance, we did some mowing up until about a week ago. Been grading some roads, doing some bridge work, some culvert work, sign and road maintenance, and some patching. I attended, myself, my assistant Tim, my 3 foremen, Fred, Andy, and CT attended winter ops training at Seymour District. I think Mike was there from EMA. We met with NDOT and also the National Weather Service to see how they do their reporting. So I thought that was informational, at least for the Highway Department. I think Mike got a little bit more out of that than we did, at least some contacts and getting into some meetings. The FEMA grant that we applied for the damage for the debris removal for the flooding, I've signed the final documents, they're submitted, so I think we're pretty much done with that. So now it's up to FEMA to review those documents and award whatever they want to award, and I think that's a 75-25 split. I think the last document I signed, I don't know if it was for Cat A or Cat B or C, but it was approximately about $31,000 to be coming back to the county. I turned over to Chad the railroad damage on 350 West documents, kind of what he was looking for, documentation, emails. So I turned that over to Chad for review. So I don't know. I just turned that over to him on 11/24. I'm sure he's not busy. He's had time to review all that. So, but I did turn that over to him. We did submit for the Highway Safety Improvement Program for a grant to run LiDAR in the county. That was granted permission to do that by the state. So we're in the process of writing that grant. It's got to be submitted by December the 5th. So I'm working with one of the guys that I'm training to get that grant prepared so we can submit that. We have trucks out tonight, pre-treating some of the roads. They started about 4:30, 5 o'clock, doing hills and dangerous areas and intersections before the snow comes in. And you guys, we emailed you a copy of the CDL reimbursement program. I think Chad has reviewed that and is in agreement that it was legit. So I just need to get your approval on that. And lastly, I got an award letter from the state today for 2026-1 that we submitted 2 applications for $1 million. And we ended up getting 1 application awarded in the amount of $491,348.23. So I think that's a pretty big accomplishment and from the state, because I think originally this was the biggest call they ever had for $238 million, and they could only award $100 million. So I think that was tough on NDOT to have to award these and tell who wasn't going to get it and who was going to get it, but I feel very fortunate that we got something. So,
And I know you had said that while the 491,000 is just a little under half of what we had asked for, there were a number of surrounding communities here that didn't receive any money
That's correct.
from the state for
That's
the
correct.
CCMG 2026.
so they haven't come out with that announcement completely on who got awarded, who didn't. So when that comes out, I can share that information with you as well.
Before we get to that contract, we had, just for folks that either haven't seen it or haven't heard about it yet, there's a new way that you can report issues with roads. If you go to the Decatur County government website, go to the Highway Department tab. It would be under the offices. If you scroll down to Highway Department and then you scroll down, you will find there under the forms section, it says report a road issue. Once you click there, you can submit information on an issue that you have for a county road. Again, just to reiterate, we aren't dealing with roads here inside Greensburg. We aren't dealing with state highways, but county roads, you can report an issue from a pothole to signage being damaged, and it goes not only to the highway department, but it goes to the 3 commissioners so that we can see it, we can follow up on it to make sure that it's getting done as well. I know from my emails, I've seen it being used quite a bit.
Yeah.
Todd, from your department, has it been helping you identify issues?
Yeah, actually, there was one a T sign down at 450 West and a T sign down at 500 East and
Yep.
100 North. Those got taken care of today. So as they come in, we go out and take care of what we can.
Yeah.
There were several of them that came in from the state that were reported for state roads. So I emailed those people back and told them to report that to the NDOT help desk, gave them the number, and then I also followed up with an email to the state.
Good.
So the state is very aware of everything on State Road 3.
Or 3. Yeah.
Okay, all those new culvert replacements they did not come up and meet the pavement with their paving, but if you drive into Rush County, which is a different district, all those are good. So I think Joe is aware of that. He's been getting calls as well, which is Joe Connor with the state. So I think those will be addressed. I don't know if it's too late in the season to address those though. So, but he is well aware of those.
Very good. Yeah, so it's good seeing that new reporting system. It looks like folks are using it, and hopefully it helps with just some
That
of
is
those.
also located on the beacon,
Yes.
so report an issue.
Nice, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, on the GIS map.
On the LiDAR, the Highway Safety Improvement Grant, is there any cost to the county for doing the LiDAR? If we
That
are
is
awarded
either
grant?
funded, either it's a 90-10, okay, or it's funded 100%. We don't know yet.
Do you have any preliminary cost estimates?
The original preliminary cost estimate that Tim gave me was 300,000.
So if it's 90-10, then we'd be looking at $30,000. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if anybody's ever tried to do this, okay? I think it's been out. That was one we was wanting to go after last year. So if anything, it's a different application. I haven't ever done it. So me and Justin Wells is the guy I'm training. We looked at that today. I had a conversation with NDOT to make sure I was doing the right application, okay, because it's due on the 5th. I'll be out of town Tuesday and Wednesday going to a conference. So when I come back on the 4th, I'll follow up on that, make sure we get that submitted. And if I have to come in Friday, I can come in Friday.
And that'll help with assessing road conditions. Like
It'll
the
pick up a
current
lot of
state
things, road width, drop-offs, anything in the clear right-of-way, you know, a tree that needs to be removed, or it may pick up that we need to stripe some of these roads, or we need to have curve signs, speed limits on curves. It's gonna pick up, it picks up every 30 feet, okay, on this LiDAR. So I think it's a great safety plan for Decatur County to address these things now. Plus it does a PASER rating. So it actually does that PASER rating for us to make sure what we've been doing is in line with what the state is wanting. So But I think it's gonna pick up on a lot of things. It's gonna pick up on wires above the road. So there's a lot of things this can do.
Can I have your paper copy of the CDL
Yeah.
contract there?
Other than that, do you guys have anything for me?
I don't have any other questions. So for the CDL program, what we're looking at here is the highway department would be willing to pay for somebody to get the CDLs, but it's a reimbursement program that if you leave less than 1 year, you're required to reimburse the county for full expenses. If you leave between year 1 and before the end of year 2, you would be reimbursing the county for 75% of the CDL training costs. If you leave between years 2 and year 3, after the county had paid for it, you would be reimbursing the county for 50% of the training costs. Between year 3 and year 4, you would be reimbursing the county for 25% of the training costs, and if you leave after year 4, you would not be required to reimburse the county for the CDL training.
Todd, what's a typical cost for CDL license?
Typical cost, I think, is probably $7,500. Somebody pays out of pocket.
And is this something that, as far as how the highway department functions, that you would be getting a lot of applicants that don't have CDLs,
Well,
the
since we started this
certifications?
program, I think I've hired 5 that didn't have CDL, put it in the program. I only have 1 that's left. So it's also about being very diligent and selective on who you do hire. This going forward, because before we didn't pay any cost. It's all up to the employee. But I think the council and Commissioner wanted to write this out to make sure the county's paying. So I have received a lot of applications that do not have a CDL. I've got probably a dozen of them in my file. It's not being selected.
Okay.
I'd much rather hire a CDL driver versus put them through this training. I don't have a problem if there's a young gentleman out of high school or a young guy that didn't want to go to college, helping them set up a career. So that was my whole goal on setting this program up.
Any questions, any thoughts on it?
No, but I will say that, you have an opening now for a secretary. Is that job's been posted, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's, just so people know that there is an opening
So
for
there's,
a full-time secretary at the county highway.
correct, and they would be due to start, Susan's last day is actually the 23rd, but it's on the 26th, because they take her away.
Right.
So that new person would start on the 29th. Okay. And full-time secretary within a week.
All right.
Yeah, I think I received maybe 12, 13 applications today.
Good, good.
Fantastic. All right, I'd entertain a motion on the CDL contract.
I'll, make a motion to approve the CDL contract.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, motion carries. And I'm guessing, Todd, here under the County of Decatur section, you would be the one signing for the county there. Okay. Very good.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Todd.
Anything else for me?
I don't have anything.
That's great.
Sit there long enough, we'll find something.
Give it enough hours for the snow to get here, and we might have some more things to talk about. Up next, Doreen, Assessor's Office, for your reassessment bid. Do you have anything at this point that you'd like to add? I know I've looked at everything that was submitted. Okay. Looking at it and the email that Chad had sent to us earlier this morning, it looks like that for one of the bid specs for Tyler, they did not include item 19 of the bid, which specifically requires a level 3 assessor or appraiser to be on site a minimum of 4 days per week. That they didn't include that in their specs, and that ad valorem does include that in their bid. That this portion of the bid is material to the performance of the contract, and that Tyler had failed this provision of their bid. So it is technically it's a non-conforming bid and should be excluded from the process. So that would leave ad valorem as the second lowest bidder. They're now the lowest responsible bidder to the call for bids.
I would make a motion to accept ad valorem for the reassessment bid.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, motion carries. I'll take your copy and I'll just sign it. That's fine. Yep.
Come on, Chad. Quicker.
This contract is, well, numbers getting marked down a little bit here. Okay. Perfect.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll get an update from Mike on what the latest estimates are going to be for this particular snow event. Yep. Thanks, Doreen.
Thank you guys for your time. Thanks, Chad.
Moving next to Brian Robbins for the Parks Department Board.
The Parks Board, we met, I guess, at our last month and discussed the possibility for the Parks Director, Chris, there to be able to utilize his vehicle to take home. He is looking for a home in Decatur County, has not yet been able to find it. I believe, Chris, you're open to leasing someone's basement. If there is any availability, garage, upper stories, anything like that, it might work that way. But in the meantime, we see this as a temporary but necessary adjustment, and I know that we have to go for permission from you. It was unanimously approved by the board for me to go to the commissioners to ask permission for Chris to use his vehicle to go to and from his current location in Bartholomew County.
So just to and from work.
Yes.
How far away are you? I think you're on this side of.
policy is that vehicles are not to go out of the county. Currently, that's our policy. So we would have to go around that.
Approve the exception.
I think we saw as a department director in his position, he's almost one who's semi on call. You know, if there did need to be something with the parks or something like that, we see that as he would need to be on hand as soon as possible, and that would be an advantage.
Yeah, and the vehicle's paid out of the parks budget as well as all other expenses, so it's. I don't have a problem with it. I would make a motion to approve the use of the take-home vehicle for Chris.
The only thing I would say is I'm in agreeance, other than when we do something like this, we do set a precedent when somebody else comes to us and wants to do the same thing. And that makes it a little bit more difficult. I do agree that as Chris as a department head is a little different. That's my
Excuse me.
in saying just, yes.
I
Is
agree.
is that we have I mean, I think the distance-wise, 30 minutes, there's places, well, maybe not quite in Decatur County, but 20, 25 miles. You get on the south side of Westport and Sardinia down in there, you're a pretty good, you know,
If you go from my house to Millhouse, and it's almost 30 minutes.
right. So, we're coming into town, but, that's my only thought process, Brian.
Something where it's approved for a certain period of time, because we do hope that it's, I mean, we would like him to move to Decatur County. He's trying to move there. You know, it's a situation where it could be
I
approved
think
for a
that's my
temporary.
thing, is I know that your attempt, when we've known since the beginning, you know, you're looking for a home, and as things become better in the market, you know, I think that.
I'll tell you guys, we're in the process right now of hopefully, like, we're in.
Congratulations. 6 months.
6 months be adequate.
Call it June.
I'm okay with a special exception, however you want to word it. I just, that is it. You know, when we start this, we set policies for those things. And, but I would be okay with doing an exception for that, you know, for 6 months or whatever to get Chris into Decatur County.
I'll tell you about a past policy that was, the sheriff's department in the past charged $50 per pay for out-of-town sheriff vehicles to be taken out of town. Not saying yes or no, this has
Do
to
they
be, I
still?
just thought you should know. They do
No,
not.
they had to, I believe they had to change their policy because it's in order to recruit people, it's.
I mean, it's
Not-
statewide, basically, that you can drag your vehicle.
Yeah. So I would amend my motion to approve the take-home vehicle for the Parks Director until June 30th, 2026.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Up next on the agenda, we have fairgrounds building rentals. So through the fundraising campaign, there have been a number of questions that have been asked to me and to other members of the fundraising committee. If you're a donor to the campaign, do you get some kind of a benefit or a discount if you want to rent the facility for an event? So this would be my proposal. We have different tiers in our fundraising campaign for different levels of contribution. The highest level is $50,000 and above, and we do have several of those. My recommendation would be that you get one free rental per calendar year starting in 2026 and ending December 31st of 2030. So it would be 5 years of rentals. That way we aren't saying you get X number of rentals, it's only one per year. So if you don't use it in that particular year, you can't roll it over.
Right.
It's one per year,
5 years, 4 years.
for the 5 years, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, for
The
5
end-
years.
The end of 30.
Yes. So if you're at the $50,000 or above amount, you would get one free rental for 5 years. If you're at $25,000 to $49,999, you get 50% off of one rental per calendar year from 2026 to to December 31st, 2030. If you were at 10,000 to 24,999, you get 50% off of one rental per calendar year from 2026 to December 31st, 2028. So there's two less years than the next tier up. If you were at 5,000 to $9,999, you get 50% off of one rental for the year of 2026. So next year. There are other requirements in there as far as deposits and things that go along with that for those requirements for those different tiers, but those would be the amounts that I would recommend. And then I've also received a number of questions when it comes to not-for-profits, 501c3 organizations. My recommendation would be a 50% reduction in the rental price, and if the entities believe that they deserve or they should be receiving a lower price, they're invited to come before the commissioners to make their request. Criteria that would be considered by the commissioners for an additional price reduction would be the cost of the event for participants, who would benefit from the proceeds of the event. Does the event benefit Decatur County residents or Decatur County youth? And then other factors left to the discretion of the commissioners. When it comes to Decatur County 4-H junior leaders, FFA, they would have free use of the new building at the fairgrounds. All of the events still must be scheduled in advance. They must not conflict with other events that are already on the calendar. When it comes to regional or state 4-H junior leaders, FFA events, my recommendation would be a $750 facility fee to cover labor, water, and electric usage during the event. My thought process on the regional and the state is that we're bringing in more people. We've had regional shows, regional judging shows in the livestock pavilion. They do bring in more people, so you're using more water. You're having to set up the space
That's a big thing, is
for
the
more,
lab-
bringing in more people in a bigger show or a bigger event. It will require more from us, not just from an electricity and a water standpoint, but also a labor standpoint to get the event set up and ready to go.
The only question I have, and
Yep.
I like your thought process here. Does the cattle barn or does the other buildings have these similar type of, other than the donation part?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a new building, we have
Yep.
that donation section.
Yep.
But for the nonprofits and or
The 4-H and all of those sections.
501c3
Yep.
organizations,
So,
do we give them 50% off the cattle barn?
so we are in the process of redoing that contract.
Okay,
So I was going to have all of this added to that contract. And the 501c3 not-for-profit 4-H sections, all of those were going to be applicable to the
Both of those.
fairgrounds.
Okay,
Yep, to the fairgrounds.
okay, all right,
Yep.
good. Because that's a little confusing.
Yep,
when-
absolutely.
All right,
But there wasn't a mandated process or procedure. In my time sitting up here as a commissioner, I've only had one person come up and ask for a
Reduced
rate,
rate.
yeah, a reduced rate over what was already being given for the livestock pavilion.
okay.
Yep.
I'm mainly thinking about the new building, but for the not-for-profit 501c3s, are we vetting those questions before we decide to give 50% of the rental price? Or are we only vetting those questions if they ask for something?
Those questions are for if they believe that they should receive a lower than 50% price.
Because determining or depending upon what it is, I guess I just want to be a little bit conscious of
Yep.
everything other folks coming from out of county because we can get such a big space for half the price.
That-
Sure,
I-
that's
I
a good,
would-
that's
I
a good
would like
point.
to.
And it may
I-
not be
So do you want to
something-
limit that to Decatur County?
I would like to limit it to
501c3.
Decatur County,
That's a fair point.
Or they come to us to be
or
accepted.
they come to us,
Yeah.
but I believe that we could have an influx of people from other counties.
It's a very
because
large
they're
space for a very reasonable
501c3
price.
or not-for-profit
Right.
and using our facility, and we're not
And it's
getting
not that I'm worried about not that I don't want to help them as well, but it's just the fact that I also don't want to take away from the residents of this county for every surrounding
Yeah.
county.
I like your thought process, Gabe.
I like that.
And then as far as the FFA, I don't think that there's probably going to be a concern here, but just, I'm thinking about, again, only the new facility. Is there a limit to the amount of events or bookings? Just thinking about, if we start something on Saturday mornings and it limits us from renting the facility at Saturday night, like, just.
Well, I
some
wanted
type
to
of-
ask the question while we were thinking about this is who gets the priority on the rental?
Right, that's what I'm kind of, not that again, that I want to take away from anything, it's more of, we have lots of buildings on site, and I'm thinking more of just the new community building as it will be the most appealing building to rent
Sure.
for the higher price. I just want to think about that as far as how we allow that to be booked and what limitation parameters we put around that.
I haven't contemplated the idea of limiting the FFA or 4-H events. All of the events that we posted for them have been one-day events, but the issue would be if they're in the new building and they have something going on in the morning, that would be the issue, Gabe.
So maybe should we just put a stipulation on just the community building needs to go for approval? The rest of the buildings are fine. Still can be free, but
Yeah.
we just need the request for use facilities on a special one for the community building. Just so that we're not booking a Saturday morning and for a meeting that we could maybe facilitate somewhere else. I don't want to limit them to anything. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just,
It's the coordination of.
right. And I just
The
want to make sure
timing of-
we don't have that all figured out necessarily yet. Like we're working on how are we going to coordinate this correctly going forward.
I mean, if it was rented out for a wedding, those people would want to get in there Friday or Saturday to decorate,
Right.
and then how does that work for?
I just want to make sure that's the thing. We don't double book and
Right.
create confusion.
I like it.
I don't know what they do when they rent I know the cattle barn's been rented for weddings. Do they get a Friday, Saturday?
Yeah.
rental?
You get say you have a Saturday wedding, you can get in there on Friday to set up, and then Sunday to tear down and clean up.
So you could basically get a weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I added in the use of facilities must be made to the commissioners for both 4-H sections. And then I added in Decatur County not-for-profit 501c3s will receive 50% off. Of rental price. Non-Decatur County entities can follow the procedure laid out below.
We don't have to iron this out this evening, correct?
No, we don't.
Okay.
But while it was fresh in my mind, I wanted to make notes here.
No, I agree with you.
And
just-
I would love to have the contract up and running as soon as possible.
Okay.
So, yep.
I'm good with everything else. If the revisions are made, benefit of getting it approved now to get it implemented by 1/1, or is it okay? We can table to next meeting.
Chad, where are you at on the contract?
All the base is there. We're gonna need all that. Bridge.
I had just incorporated what we talked about here.
Okay.
So with that, do you guys want to look at it again and we can pass it,
Yeah.
talk about it at the next, at our next commissioners meeting?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, I'll email this to you guys now.
All right, there was a couple changes I saw.
I know, there
I
were some,
assumed you
there
saw it
were,
when you were reading them.
there were
When
some
you're reading,
typos.
yeah. Same here.
I had 49,000 instead of 49,999, and there was a 2025 instead of a 2026. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes the typing gets going faster than, or my mind is going faster than the typing. Yeah.
If there's an exception, yes.
All right, I just emailed that to you guys for your review.
Thank you.
All right. Up next, we have board appointments. We had a number of commissioner board appointees whose terms would end at the end of 2025. Todd Mauer with the Area Plan Commission. I talked with him. He said that he would like to be reappointed. Mike McCoy with the Alcohol Beverage Commission said that he would like to be reappointed. Ashley Hungate with Animal Control Board said she would like to be reappointed. Rick Hoeing with the Board of Zoning Appeals indicated that he would like to not be reappointed. He would like to have a replacement. So I know that Doug Westerfeld is going to be meeting with another individual to fill Rick's place on the Board of Zoning Appeals. So that appointment will not is not ready tonight. Chad Smith, County Attorney, Dr. Howell with the Health Board has elected graciously to seek reappointment. Dr. Amy Dywert has indicated that she would like to be reappointed. Ken, I'm guessing you want to keep your job.
Yes.
Okay. So Ken would like to be reappointed. Daniel Fayette on the Tourism Board had indicated that he would like to have a replacement. That replacement suggestion was Kyla Holzbosch. Ashley Hungate needs to be, or would like to be reappointed on JRAC, and then Nick Walpe would like to be reappointed on JRAC as well. So we'll do the reappointments first. So we would be excluding Rick Hoeing and Kyla for that appointment. So for all of those who are seeking reappointment, do you guys have any comment or any discussion on those individuals?
No, I do not. I do not.
Okay, I'll make a,
So this is an issue that's just come up for recently.
Okay.
And Todd Mauer is one that it's going to be a problem.
okay.
He is also on a school board, which is a dual board situation, and that is prohibited, so
Okay.
we need, I assume he's probably elected.
School
School
board
board
is, yeah.
So, assume that's his preference, but we probably need to talk to Todd.
I thought it was the BZA that you couldn't be an elected official on the,
So the Area Planning Commission is also a lucrative office, as
Okay.
is the school board.
Okay.
So we're getting our hands around this, moving, but that was one that had just recently come to light, so.
So we can table that one till the next
Yep.
meeting.
so then excluding Todd Mauer,
Thank you.
the Rick Hoeing replacement and Kyla, I would make a motion then for the remaining individuals there who have indicated that they would like reappointed to their various board positions. I'd make that motion.
And also the new appointed.
No, we'll get to her in a second. Yep.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? And then for new appointment for Kyla Holzbosch to tourism, I would make a motion that we appoint her to the tourism board.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? Motion carries. So outstanding then, we have the issue with Todd Maurer with the area plan. We have the vacancy for Rick Hoeing. So we will get resolutions for those hopefully ASAP.
Okay.
Anything else for you guys before I go around the room?
I do not.
No. Okay. Chris, anything from Parks?
I've got some guys with some training right now. We're doing playground safety training.
Good deal.
Did they get the gas shut off at that house?
Yes.
Okay, when I talked to them, they said it could be anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks. So, okay, all right. Okay. Did you get the other bid from that individual that you were waiting on? You had one more bid for the tear down.
When are you planning on bringing the bids for the demolition of the house? Okay. Okay. That works. Brian, anything from EDC?
Yeah, biggest announcement for the last 2 weeks was the Chevrolet
Share that with Chris.
Do we know, have we received any of the ready funds yet?
That's what I was getting ready to say. We have 1.9 million.
Fantastic. Very good.
Good.
Very good. Erica from tourism? Okay.
What's the, I noticed the hotel's coming along. Do they have an opening target date, Brian or Erica? The hotel. Okay, all right. I think, ties into tourism and all that, so just wondering, like, I'm thinking next year, the sports complex and the new season, so.
Ken, before I get to you, I had forgotten here with one of our reappointments being Chad. We have the contract here that lays out the fee schedule for Chad as our county attorney. Do you guys have any discussion about the contract or anything like that before we? Okay.
Chad, did you review your own contract?
All contracts, if there's a problem with it, would be read against him and in our favor, since he's the writer of the contract. So I'll make the motion to approve the contract here with Chad for the term of all of 2026. So January 1st of 26 to December 31st of 26. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. All right, Ken, sorry about that.
Nope, that's okay. Only got a couple things. I had a couple folks stop by looking for places for disposals, for flags. Some will work on putting actually a U.S. flag disposal box somewhere over by the end. Work. Just drives me in the couple that work. So I'll probably work on, I might check the post office. Maybe retired and no longer used. Weatherproofing, flags. So we're working to get that done, so we can get another place. Legion has one, but it's like a shed. I'll try to get one over there by the end. And then, you guys familiar with Senate Bill 433 already talks about the county BSOs, stuff coming. Many people do, because there is a thing in there about BSOs, full-time employees or part-time or have to be hired. I'll print out a copy and send it to you. There's some changes coming with.
I've read
with
some
our
on that,
position.
yes. I did read something about that, but I didn't go into depth.
Yeah, so I've got some stuff I'll try to send your way. There's supposed to be more stuff coming down to the commissioners, or they're actually coming, you guys got some kind of big state meeting coming up. They're supposed to have a open conversation about
Good.
county BSOs.
We have a conference this week.
It's this week.
We have a conference this
Yeah,
week.
and I think they're talking that, there's a part for them to have conversation. And what they're doing is trying to get every county to look the same on their BSOs. So no matter if you go to every county, wherever it is, we're all meeting them the same, in a lot of accreditation stuff. I think I'll see if I can find that framework.
Good.
Perfect.
This weekend, I'm actually running up to Indianapolis. There's a change of command ceremony for Major General Dan Deglow. He's actually from the St. Paul area, grew up in that area. He's actually taken a new position as the Chief of Staff for National Guard Bureau. So it's a guy I used to work with. Him and I were a command team together. So I'm going to go watch that. And then always put in points for Decatur County at the same time. So he's a big guy.
Very good. I just got a text, so for those that are speaking around the room when we do this little round table, if you could go ahead and just step up to the podium. I guess our microphones can't hear, so Leanne, if you could, if you have an update. No update. Okay, very good. Dr. Howell? Nothing? All right. Mike?
Mike's up. I think Mike, he's not afraid to talk.
Nope.
I don't know about that. One quick update on our tornado siren contract I've been looking at for preventive maintenance. I do finally now have 4 quotes in, and I think that I've got one that I'd like to look at strongly and get your
Feel good
guys'
about 'em?
approval. I do.
Because I
Yes.
know the conversations we've had, it's been,
Yeah.
why are these prices, so it is concerning. You might gotta make sure you got somebody that's gonna take care of them.
Right, and 2 are sort of local, and other 2 are northern Kentucky area, but yeah,
Yeah.
sort of, kind of, sort of. But I think that the one would suffice for what we are looking for, and had also discussed those with Josh Trussler with Technology Office as well. So if there's any issues that he may find with that, he seems to, the one I was leaning towards, which is the lowest bidder, he seems to be on board with that. So I believe if, I sent an email, I think last week, maybe just before the holiday there. So probably at the next meeting, if you guys would, entertain looking at that and possibly decide.
Definitely.
And that would be all I have,
right.
other than the weather.
Weather, we will see.
I want to thank you, Mike, for your updates on the weather.
Yeah,
Those are good.
Fantastic. I like the info. Christy, anything from the auditor's office?
No.
All right, very good. The last thing I had was that since Doug Westerfeld couldn't be here this evening, just to give an update on where we're at with the comprehensive plan, he had sent an email out on November 17th to prospective members of the Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee. His deadline for responding to whether or not those individuals wanted to be on the Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee was November 24th. So back before Thanksgiving. So I'm sure that we'll get an update from Doug on where we're at with the Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee at the next commissioners meeting. Anything else for you gentlemen? All right, I would entertain a motion to recess.
So moved.
We are recessed. Mr. Finley, how are you? Hey Brian, the housing study, is that online somewhere?